飛び越えて画面の向こうから叫びがバズってるグライミーフランキー歯を見せて笑うGスポットは指先でチャートを切り裂くスマホの光が瞳に火をつけて今夜も始まるよ猿たちの配信準備はいいかって世界に投げてコインの波間を一緒に泳ぐんだアピアピぶち上げるライブジャンプジャンプ月まで届けワンツースリーで勝って打って笑って振り回る夜に未来をつかめアピアピ止まらないバイブス森の電波で夢を回せグライミーフランキーチースポットとクリプトの嵐を今巻き起こせ
Yo, how's it going?
What's happening, man? Just chilling.
All right, let's do the spiel. Welcome to the 4th episode of The Whatever Show. Special thank you to The Other Side and othergames.xyz. We want to showcase the most talented artists and builders in Web3, especially those building on ApeChain and The Other Side. When people make decisions on where they choose to spend their time, attention, and money, it comes down to knowing and trusting the faces behind the projects. So on this show, we like to take a deep dive into our guests themselves and their origin stories and let you see everyone's faces. So the Whatever Show is for people to learn about how artists and founders in the space found success and how to get started building on ApeChain and in The Other Side. So with that said, I'd like to introduce our guests for today. Joubrel, a musician and digital artist behind the Mimu's Monsters in My Universe collection on Ape, and Giant Yuppie, the founder of Yuppie Apes collection on ApeChain. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing?
Hey, good.
Thank you for having me tonight.
Doing good. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. Excited.
Nice. So the first question I like to ask everybody is whether you consider yourself an artist first, a developer first, or a founder first. So anyone that wants to jump in with that.
For me, I consider myself founder/developer. I had a lot of help for Yuppie for the art, and I'm trying to I'm just graduating marketing right now. I've worked in startups. I've worked in 3 startups so far, and I always like the early stages of a business or like being a founder of something. So I would consider myself a founder first, and a developer, and a marketeer.
Interesting. And then Joubrel, how about you?
An artist first, more than anything. Branding, art, anything that has to do with art. As far as creating and developing, that's where my forte is. But as far as being a founder, I'm not a founder quite there yet. I am part of the Mimu project as a part of the team, but the founder is a whole nother person, not myself. I'm just the artist behind the project. Developer, I don't have developing skills as far as to code something from A to Z, but I mean, I could find a way how to vibe code it. But more than anything, I'm an artist, considerably.
Hell yeah. All right. Thank you guys. So it's like open conversation. Anybody can jump in anytime. But
Cool.
First, we're going to interview Joubrel about your projects and history as an artist, and then we'll move on to Giant and Yuppie Apes. So we got a number of videos to pull up, but let me see what I got for questions here. Oh, first I want to ask, because I'm a big Pokemon fan, I saw that you dropped 3 animated Pokemon pieces with Transient Labs. Can you tell what these animated pieces were about?
Yeah, so I made a transition to start dropping stuff in Transient Labs about a month or 2 ago. And I came up with the project that I want to drop 30 pieces. I think it's 30 or 31 pieces, but each piece as it gets dropped, it's a lower amount. So for example, the first piece would be 30 pieces, the next piece would be 29, 28, and so forth, granting the last piece being a 1 of 1. And those 3 Pokemons are the last ones that I dropped from the latest installment into that project, which is kind of like a nod at like PSA and kind of like just breaking the card and just giving you like a glitchy animated style of what I feel like my three top were from as a kid, which were the three starters originals. But yeah, in that same project,
Sorry,
in
I
that
got
same project collection, there's different stuff that I feature in there. That's just not Pokemon related, but it's gonna be more stuff that's gonna be more in tune to like what I did as a kid or growing up or anything that just had an impact on my life.
So you mentioned you've been doing art for a long time. What's the first time that you remember creating artwork?
Oh man, back in grade school, uh, when I knew that I really wanted to do something with it was I believe it was probably like in the third or second grade. There was a art contest to have your whatever piece that we made. It was going to be featured in the art museum of my city, and mine got picked, and I was pretty ecstatic about that. Like just being at that young age, having a piece featured somewhere where there's like a lot of prestige artists. My piece is just hanging right there on the wall too, and I knew that from that point on, I wanted to be something that had to do with art. Plus, I had a very big influence with my older brother who taught me a lot of art in life too, different skills in life that I wanted to follow his footsteps into as well.
What kind of art piece was it that got into the museum?
Dude, I don't remember. It was some like, it might have been like some little macaroni thing. I don't know that I put together, but it was like, I guess at that point in time, they liked it, they felt it, and they felt like they needed to put it up in the museum. And I think it was there for like about a month or two or something like that. But it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool feeling at that young age, knowing that it's pretty much possible to do something that you create out of the top of your head and have it feature somewhere where many strangers can come and see it.
Give us like a broad overview of your like artistic journey, I guess, since the beginning, since that point, and what kind of mediums you've used throughout the years.
For sure. Yeah, from that point on, I always knew I wanted to, do something with art. So after art, I went to, after high school, I went straight to art school and follow a degree in graphic designing. Because I like I said, I wanted to do something that my brother was doing, and he pretty much self-taught himself how to do everything from drawing by hand, airbrushing, doing mural work, going to digital work, and then just evolving by himself, just learning and learning and learning. And I always saw that driving him, and I wanted to kind of focus on some of that myself too, because I felt like I had the creative spark myself too of creating stuff. So yeah, I went to art school, and when I was in art school, I met a lot of different people that kind of like branched me off to different parts of my life, which was music, art, and videos. So like I met a lot of different people that opened up the doors with those different mediums in my life. But drawing and creating digital art was always the main focus point. But having those two other branches was pretty cool because I was able to connect all three of them together when I was completing projects and whatnot.
So tell me more about how you got started with music and videos and like what kind of work you did there.
So with music, it was another when I was going to school, another another student that was there, another friend of mine. He took an interest in teaching me what he knew since he had went to musical engineering school in LA like right before he went to art school. So he kind of like passed down a lot of his knowledge down to me. And as far as as far as creating wise and just the basics, and letting me thoughtful equipment and stuff like that. So I was able to learn my way throughout GarageBand all the way to analog equipment, from just always being curious and just always trying out new things. And I think the where I landed was a sampling machine, an MPC sampling machine, and I love to sample any sound that I hear, and I feel like I create it or recreate it or do something better with it. That was like my thing, right? Like I started doing that, and I started fully focusing on just sampling and just creating hip hop samples and stuff like that. As far as music went, and I mix that a lot too with my my visuals and my art mediums too, you know, putting everything together as far as like making like music videos or just like anything that featured all three things all in one. I was always trying to do that just to be like the one house top shop pretty much.
Then you mentioned also that you consider yourself a content creator. Can you talk more about like what you do for content creation?
As far as content creation for the brand, I'm fully focused right now. It's the Mimu brand, which is a project that we dropped on 8chain, and pretty much creating all the content for that brand as far as the 2D work and all the video content that you see behind the marketing plans or the marketing rollouts. Um, yeah, pretty much. I like to take any IP that I own and just create the best that I can out of it. As far as you know, owning my IP and showing the world what you can truly do with your IP and not just let it be a dead picture in your wallet.
Yeah. Before we get into Mimu's, I want to ask, how did you end up in the Web3 space, and how did you find Bored Apes?
Funny because at the time when I got introduced to Web3, it might have been like 2021 or early 2021. Yeah, at the end of 2020, right during COVID, I was doing a lot of Web2 work with different Web2 companies, and my wife got introduced to a Web3 rug, pretty much. And you know, that's how everybody comes in. We all started as a rug. We come in buying a lot of shit that we don't know what to do. Spent a lot of gas, a lot of my Ethereum that I've had since 2017. I spent it like a dummy in 2021 on stupid shit that's probably hidden in my wallet still. But yeah, my wife got me into that project. We eventually made our way to different projects. Met a lot of cool people along the way. We got rugged along the way too with a lot of different projects. But since 2021 or 20, yeah, since that time to now, I've been close to a lot of those friends that I've met during that time. So, you know, sometimes the blessing in rugs is that it brings you close to a lot of good people.
Yeah. Oh, well, how did you find the Bored Apes and Ape Chain?
Dude, I missed the mint. I missed the mint. I was buying rugs instead of minting the Bored Apes. Pretty much, you know, other shit that I wasn't supposed to be minting. I missed the Bored Apes. I wanted to get in and I couldn't, and I bought a lot of derivatives of the apes, which you know they're probably all gone now. But I worked my way. I worked my way as far as doing commissions and being through other projects. Right after, right during that era, I discovered, or myself and friends discovered the gutter cats, and we got into the gutter cat community. We went heavy into that one, and I created a lot of art for them, a lot of content for them as well too. During the three different owners that were there in the last 3 or 4 years. But it's a lot of good people over there, a lot of great holders in that collection still to this day. But from out of that, I was able to create different networks, create different job opportunities, and from there, I was able to work myself up to a mutant, which is what I use now as my full IP to represent, you know, my brand right now.
Hell yeah! Do you have an MBA yet?
I don't.
Should get one.
Yeah, I still got to figure out what is it gonna be, but yeah, I do.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I do got to get on that. My bad.
I was gonna. What about the Web3 space? Like, made you decide to stick around? What had you hooked?
The people, the tech, just you know, just seeing the evolution of paying $250 for gas on a single transaction that you probably got, you know, sniped on by somebody else, to where we're at now, where we're paying what, $1 or $2 on Way or whatnot. Like coming from that to where we're at now is amazing, right? And then seeing all the different different chains pop up, as you know, like watching the birth of 8chain during Ape Fest, that was pretty awesome. And then just, you know, from there on, just getting hooked with all the different projects, buying into all the different communities that were early on, and a lot of them left. Sadly, a lot of good projects, you know, they just stopped doing stuff. But that's what kept me within the 8chain community, because I felt like a lot of people from the top supported a lot of the artists from the bottom. Right, it's something that you didn't really see in Ethereum, where you could just go and talk to a founder of a project or even a Yuga founder, or just people that work at Yuga and totally be cool with you, and be open about just any type of knowledge that you wanted to get. I felt like you couldn't get that on like on Ethereum or any other blockchain, or maybe I didn't reach too much, but it was easier to get a hold of people here, and meet people and create networks.
I agree. I definitely like the network on ApeChain.
For sure.
And the club.
Yeah.
So tell us about, you said you witnessed the birth of ApeChain at ApeFest?
I wasn't at ApeFest, but I was witnessing the people partying and whatnot. And at that point in time, they were like, "Oh shit, go check this out, ApeChain." And I was like, "Oh damn!" I think it was the NFTs drop, and I think ApeChain Express, where you were able to do memes and stuff like that. So I believe we have like one of the early coins in there, my friends and I, which never did nothing, but it's pretty cool. Like on the first or second day, we made a coin in there. That was pretty dope.
What was
yeah.
What it was called?
Dude, I forgot. I'll get back to you on that one. But it was something stupid. I think it had to do with like a piece of shit or something. It was funny.
Missing alpha.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, but ever since then I've been hooked on ApeChain, bro. Like it's been great.
Oh yeah. You also mentioned that you have helped out other games, XYZ, with like branding, marketing materials, and videos. Can you tell us how you got involved with other games and like what kind of stuff you've done for them?
Just being present, right? Being present in the spaces, and I think that's where pretty much a lot of people got together, right? Those late night spaces where everybody would just sit around and just vibe out and talk shit and just connect. I was able to connect with Hype and a lot of the team members as well, with Honeybee and G-Spot and Machiavelli, and I saw them do their thing, and I was approached by one of them to ask me if I can help with branding. They had the logo concept, the OG logo concept, and I kind of just helped develop it a little bit better, or not better, but like to the extent where it was a marketable branding logo. And from there on, I just I started doing badges for them. I started doing I don't know, like any little branding material that you see as far as like that has to do with the OG logo. I touched pretty much touched a lot of that stuff.
Can you tell us about your work with badges, like either for other games or otherwise, and just like what they are for people that don't understand the other side?
Yeah, so badges are for the open page platform, where people get to go in there, and projects get to go in there, create communities, and within those communities you can drop badges for your communities, the badges that represent raffles or just proof of attendance, more so that you were in a certain event that you participated in. It's a great platform because it's like an all-in-one stop. You could go in there, do raffles, buy art, drop avatars, a whole bunch of stuff on openpage.fun, I think now. I want to say that. I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, I've created a lot of badges for the other games and other communities as well too. But I think it's a great way of showing that you were at certain places, right, or at certain events. Because I think we're about to hit 1 year almost for the other games. Going back at it, I think, man, I can't even remember the first batch that I made for them, but it's been a handful of them. And just going back at those badges, you kind of remember like, oh shit, I remember I got that badge, and I remember what happened during that event, and I remember not winning that raffle.
Do you have any favorite events that you can remember?
Man, there's a lot of them. The 5-year Bored Ape anniversary, that was a really good one. And it's only been getting better, right? Because the guys got access to the MML world, so now it went from just like a game that everyone's just like, okay, go here, go there type shit, to where like, yo, I'm creating a whole world where you can go and actually play different games, and I love seeing that, right? To where they had the soccer festivities in the last couple of weeks. That was pretty dope too. Yeah. Huge participation from all the communities, and I think that's the main thing, right? You want to see everybody come together and really come work together to show everybody that the other side has full potential of being more than just a metaverse, or whatever people want to call it.
And that's a good transition here. G-Spot, can you pull up the video with the caption "Other games, football frenemies"?
Yes, give me 1 second. There we go.
Nice. So, Joubrel, did you make that video for the other games?
I did.
Can you tell us about the awesome video? Can you tell us about what goes into making a video like that?
Yeah, I get the scope of work from Honeybee. On the back end, I work with Honeybee and Hype on creating the contents that they want created during the week or whatnot. And this is one of them. The scope of work for this one was just creating different points of views of the players getting ready to start a competition, but still keeping it friendly. And I wanted to capture that by just focusing on each character from the other games team and just showing different swamp or different areas that have different biomes with each player, so it wasn't just on one stage, right? And as you can see, like all the different transitions, it shows like they're in different in different biomes. But yeah, I pretty much just get the scope of work and just get to work with all the tools and available that I have.
Yeah, I just mean like creatively, what goes into it? What kind of programs are you using? Like, how long did it take you to develop these skills?
Well, I use a mix of tools, which is a lot of tools in the Adobe Creative Suite or a lot of tools in the Higgsfield tooling kit too. So it's just a mix of everything pretty much.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Oh, do you want to tell us at all about like your video editing history in general?
Well, I mean, it started pretty much when I was going in art school back like more than 20 years ago. So I pretty much just grew with the Adobe Suite program. Watched Premiere grow to what it is today, and just pretty much mostly just taught myself with the Premiere Dimension. I mean, After Effects, and now Dimensions, which is focusing on a lot of 3D environment work and a lot of 3D avatar working and stuff like that, as well as Blender. So I'm pretty much just dipping into all the tools that I can get my hands on.
So are you doing like a lot of this without AI then, with just the creative?
No, I'm using AI for sure. Like it's making my life easier. If I didn't use AI, it'd take me forever to just make one fucking video.
Gotcha. I was wondering because if you're saying everything in Creative Cloud, that sounds pretty.
No, but I do use it. It's knowing how to use everything in the Creative Cloud makes life easier when you're working with AI stuff and how to put everything together and just how to take full control of all your content, as far as just like prompting something and just like, yo, give me this, give me that. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool and all, but let me take a little bit more control of it.
I used to use the Adobe Suite a lot, but I kind of stopped using it in the last year. Like, have you tried out any of Adobe's AI features?
I do. I like how they integrated Firefly into pretty much all their stuff now, dude.
How does that work?
It's cool. Actually, for Illustrator, it's pretty dope. I like to do a lot of vector work in Illustrator, and it's pretty much heavy in rotation now with Firefly as far as creating vectors and just having different options and saving a lot of time, dude. Like you're crushing your time by like 3 times, 4 times, and you could create multiple content, or you can create multiple stuff to where you were just like sitting there clicking, trying to figure stuff out, you know, trying to create one piece of vector, to where Firefly is giving you 4 different options, and then you can just go and pick one of your options and modify it to the way that you want and whatnot. And I feel like they integrated Firefly and a lot of AI tooling into all their different Adobe programs, which is pretty cool, because it's just like you can drag and drop from each program and be able to work from like Illustrator, Photoshop to Premiere, and then finish it off in After Effects or whatnot, or vice versa.
Was Firefly like an image generator, or just like an LLM that does what you want it to in Photoshop? Or
yeah, pretty much an LLM that's integrated already into the whole suite. I think it was standalone before, but now it's integrated within everything now, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd love to try it out with Premiere Pro. It sounds cool.
It is pretty cool.
Okay, we want to pull up another video. G-Spot, can you pull up the video? It's a post from ApeCoin with the caption, "Another wave of new characters joins a growing roster in the other side." Yep, this one. So, yeah. Is it silent? Yo, can you play that one more time? Cool. So, I mean, I like this video because it's the announcement with the 3D avatars, both for Yuppie Apes and for Mimus. Just going to ask. I guess, do you want to speak about this video at all? Or like what?
Yeah, for sure. So at the time when I was doing work for them, they would just send me the GLB files, and I was able to just map out a T-pose version of all the other avatars. And I would spend a lot of the time in a bubble, just going in there, just filming all the different environments in that other side and mapping those out into dimensions, just creating like little 3D worlds and whatnot, and then using these and a combination of AI. But it was just a 30-second clip of it introducing different avatars during that week, and that was pretty cool. I like the giant yuppies, how they came out with all the traits. That was pretty fire, because I got some fire yuppies too.
And Giant, was this the first time that you guys like announced the 3D avatars for the Yuppie Apes, or?
It was previously announced on like Yuppie Apes page like a week before this, I believe, week or 2 before this. But I really enjoyed having the Yuppies in this video on ApeCoin's post. That's it's really awesome to see, man. I've always wanted to do all the Yuppie Apes as 3D avatars, because since the mint was released, first thing that I did was made like 7 versions of Yuppie Apes, different color suits, different body colors. At the time, I did them for Nifty Island. And as soon as the other side dropped and I started seeing all these collections with their full avatars, I immediately started working on that. And yeah, man, it was a really big moment for me to see them all on the other side.
Yeah, I've seen the avatars and they look pretty sick. I'll
appreciate it.
get more into how you made those later. Let me see here. Then one last video I wanted to pull up from Joubrel was the post from ApeCoin with the caption, "We're going to the moon." Then can you tell us just about this video, what it was for?
It was for a moon activation that they had. It was actually I'm kind of mad that I didn't get enough time in there. And the only time that I did was just to go film the footage for the environment and whatnot. But it was a portal that we were able to go into the moon, and it was just a different part of the Nexus, and that's what it was showcasing over here. And if you guys are watching this, I hope you guys bring it back because that was pretty fun. You're able to jump everywhere. That's pretty.
Bro, jumping around the moon was crazy, dog.
It was, bro. It was. I didn't get to enjoy it that much, bro. I was, I was doing other shit. That was pretty fun about. And then I got to use NGV's G's on 8 and had fun a little bit with this one.
Were there any events or anything special going on the moon, or just kind of like explore the whole thing?
I think it was just mostly an activation of just showing you a different part of the Nexus, right? It was just
different capabilities in the Nexus. I think it was it wasn't Lunar New Year, was it? What was the No, it was the spaceship launch.
Yeah.
It was for the what was the I'd have to look it up. What the
it had to do something with the launch though. I remember it took place around that time.
Yeah, the most recent spaceship launch was what they was paying homage to in there.
Yep.
And I guess same question with the other games. How did you land like these gigs with the other side and with ApeCoin?
You talking about other games?
No, with these posts were all from ApeCoin.
Go ahead, Joubrel. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. No, just being present, bro. Being present. I was able to get into a good networking position with ApeCoin when they had a art contest early on with was it Nice Kicks? I forgot what company it was, but it was one of those
Cool Kicks.
Cool Kicks. There you go. They had that going on, and that I submitted a couple of pieces, and that initially just sparked up the conversation of started doing to do commission work with them. Artemis. There you go. It was the Artemis. Yeah, sick. And from there on, I started doing commissions, whether it was 2D work or video work or a lot of different mediums and stuff that I did along the way.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in like how people progress through Web3. So like people that are
you got to be present, bro. You got to be present. Show up to these spaces. Be present in these in these other side events, and just show up. I mean, I think that's 80 to 90% of where you're gonna make all your connections. If you're not present, no one's gonna know you, right? And I feel like that's worked very well for me. I stay in these spaces. I tap in with people. I hit up people in the DMs. If they don't read them, I hit them again. If I want to open that door, I'm gonna hit that door and just crush it.
Yeah.
If you want it, you're gonna go get it.
Yeah, and if I can touch on that too, man, it's something that I think in Web3 and a lot of it is a lot of connections in a lot of ways, right? But like when people hear connections, they're like, oh, I talk to this person, get cool with this person, I'm in there. And that's not the case at all, right? Like it's the work that's put in. Like if we needed something or wanted something, it was like, hey, I got this guy, Joubrel, that can maybe do this or maybe look at doing this. And then it's like, oh, well, Joubrel's super copacetic to work with, super easy to work with. He does fantastic work, and showcases those skills in a way where, I guess connections can be more visible in different subfacets of Web3, you know, and it rolls over. I think Joubrel's you know, working with him, amazing artist, you know, awesome guy.
Likewise, bro. It's amazing. I think one of the best activations that we had was during 8Fest for the other side event. That was legendary. That was just being able to be there, witnessing everyone playing there live and watching you guys host on stage. That was insane, dude. What you guys accomplished in what was that? Maybe at the 5-month mark, 6-month mark of you guys just being active. You guys were already hosting in Vegas, hosting a fucking live event. That was fucking amazing, dude. And the badges and the whole campaign that we did for that was pretty fucking dope. The posters that we dropped, it was awesome. It was a whole crazy dope activation that we did.
Yeah, dude, and I love to see it. I love to see the posters. I love to see the art shows. I love to see the little pieces of like memorabilia. I mean, even the badges, right? Like I can keep these.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm kind of like you. I'm like, oh, I don't get a chance to enjoy as much of that as I should because we're working so much on making it.
But you kind of get to see it like later on. Like, oh, damn,
right.
that actually was pretty dope. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. Dude, that's why I can't wait till they tell us where 8Fest is gonna be at this year. So you know, you start planning.
You got any guesses?
I hope Miami, some you know, either that or Southern California with the SE.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll surprise us and you know, maybe piggyback off of ComplexCon again early October. But if I'm hoping they do it during Art Basel and give us a little bit more time to plan out, right? Because
that'd be a blast.
Right? It's like 4 or 5 months from now, pretty much.
Yeah.
If that's the case. But wherever it is, you know, I'm pretty sure it's going to be super dope.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, I'm going to be there, bro.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I don't have any more guesses after getting faked out on people.
So it's not at People's. Is that
confirmed? I thought it was like, it looked like it was for sure with all these hints. And then I think people said it's not. So I have no idea.
Oh, shit. I didn't know about that. Okay, cool. Wow. Southern California, here we go.
That'd
be cool.
Can you tell us about My Board Fantasy? And G-Spot, can you pull up the My Board Fantasy video? It has a caption, set goals and crush them.
Yeah, so with this project, I wanted to do something that featured my mutant, right? I wanted to make it just a whole movie about my mutant. Originally, I got inspired through Kanye West's short film, the Runaway film, that he dropped back in 2009, which is what this video sparked up the whole project. This was the first video that kind of imitated the first 5 minutes of his movie, like shot to shot, but just with my ape in it. And that kind of just sparked up the whole idea of the project and the theme of where I wanted to go visual wise and musical wise, right? I wanted to stay on that theme and capture that same vibe that he did in 2009, but just with my ape and just with my own experiences and whatnot. And I was creating this project during the same time that I was creating the Mimu art. So I would spend all day working on the Mimu project or working on the arts and revisions and going back and forth with that. And at nighttime, when I would, you know, stop doing this, I would go and work on the music and work on the videos that would be following the music. So it's 13 songs and 13 videos. They're all available on all platforms, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you can stream music. All the videos are on YouTube as well. And I just had fun with it. It was just a personal project that I wanted to have fun with, and it was no more than that.
They look pretty sick though. I like the music videos. I checked them out.
Thank you.
Can you play like a minute of this if you can get the sound going with it?
Yeah, I'm gonna run it. Yep.
Sweet. Sweet song and video.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I love the text titles at the end too. You said this was like a shot-for-shot remake of a Kanye video?
Yeah, if you're familiar with this 30-minute film that he dropped in 2009 called Runaway, that's pretty much the shot-to-shot from his intro to that movie. And I wanted to do like as close as possible to what it was, and that's why it kind of resembles everything that was in that, where he's just driving in that same car down the road, and he just sees a falling phoenix falling down and rescues her, pretty much.
Nice. Runaway. I'll have to check it out.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about your involvement in Mimu, Monsters in My Universe?
Yeah, for sure. So I started working with Hype, who has a World of Teens project, and it's also involved with the other games, a member of the other games. In early August of last year, I came in as one of their artists in the project, and we wanted to develop a project that would open the doors for different community members, since the projects that he had were pretty much locked away in wallets of people that were not participating in Web3 no more. So it was kind of hard getting those pieces out to people who were still here. So we wanted to open the doors to different people to come and participate. And we wanted to drop a project that was going to be free for the everybody to come in, especially the holders already of World of Teens. And we kind of just started figuring like, well, what are we going to do? We went to one night we got together with Hype and Marathon, who's also part of the team in the Mimu team. We got in a bubble above in the swamp above the clubhouse, and we just started, trying to figure out what we're gonna do as far as what would they look like, what would the name be, just brainstorming on what possibilities can this project come out of, and that's pretty much where Mimu came out of, which is Monsters in My Universe. And once we had the name, once we had the lore of what we wanted to go with and how everything tied in back to the original projects and the vision stayed clear with that, we went ahead and just started developing it. And it took us about two to 3 months to get the concepts together and get everything going. But we released it in April of this year, and we've been out for about 3 months now, and it's been doing pretty good.
And you did the 2D artwork for it?
I did do the 2D artwork for it, and all the branding as well too, and marketing materials and all that stuff. All the 3D work and for the avatars was done by Ditto, another 3D artist in the space who does amazing work. But yeah, he was able to complete the collection for all the one-of-one avatars, as well as what is it, like 50 something one-of-ones that we have in the collection, which is my favorite part of the collection, right? Because we were able to come together with several other communities from Ape Chain, which the Yuppies is one of them over here. And see, you can see his right there, which is that fucker looks dope in the other side, bro. Yeah, so all the different projects, they made us a one of their project to put into the project, and as a trade-off, we did a trait of their project into the actual Mimu. So like the Giant did a one-of-one, so we have a Giant Yuppie T-shirt within the actual projects as a trait, as a homage to as a thank you for working with us and just participating and riding with us on this journey. But yeah, the whole goal of everything was just to make it free from the start and make it accessible to everybody on 8chan and everybody who wanted to rock with us, right? And I'm happy of where we're at right now and where we're going. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us.
Did you make the art for the one-of-ones, or did did Giant put together the one for?
He put together the one for the Yuppie. So like all the projects that made one-of-one for us, their artists or themselves, they provided the art for that.
Nice.
And Ditto still did the 3D artwork for the avatars. But I think I did 28 one-of-ones out of the one-of-ones.
I really want to see the 3D artwork for the Yuppie.
You can see it. You can click on it and then just click on the 3D toggle.
Hell yeah, please do. Yeah, this looks like a menacing gremlin or something.
Bro, he's dope.
I love him.
He's dope. He's a boss.
Hell yeah. Okay, I got one more question for you, and then we're gonna wrap up and move on to Giant and Yuppie.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
I appreciate your time and coming out,
Thank you.
interviewing with us. So my question is, what advice would you give to someone that is maybe an artist but doesn't know where to start and wants to get involved in the like Web3 space?
Just start showing up. Start showing up to these spaces. Like I said, I can't stress it enough. If you see a space that's going on in a certain project or a certain chain that you want to be on or part of, just go on that space. Go in that space, see what they're talking about, and start networking with the speakers. If you see a speaker that shows some type of interest, or it could be a connection to where your journey is leading you to, don't be afraid to hit them up on the DMs. Worst case that they can say is just no or not, leave you on red. But you keep moving on and you keep trying and you just keep talking to people. You keep showing up your work. Don't get discouraged if people don't like or repost your work, because I know sometimes that could be discouraging, but just keep going. Don't let nobody dictate where your journey is going to go unless it's yourself, pretty much.
Oh yeah. Good advice. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you again for coming on here. You're
Appreciate you.
fantastic
Thank you.
artist.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
G-Spot, do you want to queue up for the intermission, queue up the video that we have, the anime video, that's the intro here. And then I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and then we can get started with the Yuppie intro after that.
ネオンのジャングル夜を飛び越えて画面の向こうから叫びがバズってるグライミーフランキー歯を見せて笑うGスポットは指先でチャートを切り裂くスマホの光が瞳に火をつけて今夜も始まるよ猿たちの配信準備はいいかって世界に投げてコインの波間を一緒に泳ぐんだアピアピぶち上げるライブジャンプジャンプ月まで届け
All right.
It even went along with the video, right? When you were sitting down in the video, there you go in person, bro.
Yeah.
Had it dialed in.
Animation credit to Blue Depop, who puts those together for us. Giant Yuppie, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So you said that you consider yourself a developer, a founder first. Can you tell us about your history as a founder?
Yeah. So my history as a founder, I've worked in a couple startups. I don't know if I would have been considered as a founder. It's just like every person in the startup has their percentages. But I always like the fact that like I can work on something and give it all my time with no restriction, and just be able to do whatever I want, and be able to like grow it how I see fit. As a developer, I started as a I did 3 years of IT in school, and then I did a year and a half in computer science, switched to marketing, and I just graduated this month. As a developer, I've been really into vibe coding and like learning how to do it securely and safely. And I have a lot of tips and help from my closest friends, which is like King Pickle and Thrashout, and my brother Hani, which is like he's a software developer. He's a software engineer. Yeah, that's it. I've done multiple things, and soon I'll be able to show a couple things for Yuppies as well, because I'm gonna release them. But yeah, just 2022, just figuring my stuff out. But for now, I think being a developer, being a marketeer is my top priority, and of course that translates well into being a founder. Gotta dabble into everything,
Yeah, definitely helps out in Web3. What kind of startups were you working for?
There was the first one was a delivery service company, and they were including crypto in it, but it had a lot of limitations because it was being built in Lebanon, and Lebanon is really strict towards crypto. And the second one was also they wanted to make like a soccer NFT project, and I didn't know a lot about it. It didn't end up releasing. We just worked on it for 6 months. They didn't know much about NFTs. We were just learning about it, and it didn't go well. The delivery service company is still going. I still help them a little bit every now and then, but I'm also detached from it. And Yuppie Apes, I released it, and it's always good to like keep up to date and see what I can do, which events I can be part of, how can I put Yuppie Apes, like people can see Yuppie Apes, people, and like it's I never looked at Yuppie Apes as a business, more of I'm trying to like make a community of people that really likes to build stuff, really likes like, okay, like now Fable 5 is back. It's like everyone's gotta know. We message each other, we should do something. That's the vision, I think, long term, to have like a community of really ambitious people. Having the biggest holder as King Pickle, I think I'm on the right track.
Hell yeah. I'm glad King Pickle's supporting it. I think I just had a question.
Giant, congratulations on graduation, dog.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask, with your skill set and background, how did you end up in the Web3 space initially?
Initially, it was through that startup. I used to trade crypto like on Binance. When I first discovered crypto, like 2 years before that startup, I discovered NFTs through that startup, and I started really like looking into it. And like I was working 15 hours a day, I had to research all the stuff. And after it didn't go well, I stopped for a year, and then I met Fresh out in Invisible Friends Discord, and he was like, "Come back, you gotta hang out with us, and play these games with us. It's really fun. You can, earn money and have fun, hang out." And I've been in Silly's VC, and at that time it was another VC also, and never left. And I've been there like every day.
How do you like the silly Discord?
Oh, it's awesome! It's awesome. I've been there since day one. It was, Silly has. I've watched Ape Fest when they released Ape Chain there. Fresh was hyped about it. I was hyped about it. It's really fun, man. Like honestly, I've had a lot of opportunities there. I've had a lot of great people that I've met there. And it's great. It's really fun.
I remember the question from before. So I was going to ask details about your community, because you're talking about how you want to build a really strong community, like-minded people. So like, what type of people are you looking for in Yuppie Apes? You mentioned builders, but like anything more specific than that?
Yeah, I would, anything more specific, I think, people that are always up to date, always looking for ways to improve, just like people that I can like work with and like do stuff together. And honestly, in Silly's VC is a great example. Like everyone there is like always working on something, always collaborating together. Uh, yeah, that's really. I mean, we still quite not there yet, but I would really want this. Like I would really work this to happen in the future.
All right, so let's get into the collection now. So what is the Yuppie Ape? What does that mean?
So yuppies is an American term. It's like an 18. Let me. An 18. In the 1800, 1984, I believe it was the year of the yuppies, like the yuppies era. and a lot of people were like lawyers or working like corporate, and they used to have jobs that earned them a lot of money, and they liked the fancy cars, fancy Rolexes, like just the fancy vibe. And they used to work a lot. They were like extremely ambitious. And when Ape Chain dropped, I saw everyone like flipping NFTs, and everyone, like everyone has their thing going on, everyone like working hard, like everyone is there 24/7. I was just like, I wanted to be here 24/7. I still am. So the main idea was like yuppies, right? We're ambitious people. We have to like go after it. We have to work towards it. Like I really like that yuppie vibe, and the suits, the cigarette, the cigars, right? The briefcases, the business cards, which is something also I will have as a dynamic toggle for yuppie apes. So in their business card, they'll be able like to change their name into whatever they want. They can see the 3D version, and hopefully I can add also a portrait version, which is just like a PFP of the 3D version, but they look extremely sick. I've seen a couple of them when we had the first avatars, and really excited to do that too. Yeah, just the vibe, man. Honestly, like the collection is 3,333. The term yuppie, which is like young urban professional. So I'm young. I was like, I always look at that era and like, okay, dude, this is sick. Like I would love to live that life. It's just people are really into it. Yeah, we had 70 people in the Discord when we were minting. Everyone was so excited. It was like the first week of Yuppie Apes was a dream, man. It was really fun as a founder to see all of that. Like everyone was extremely hyped about it. Everyone posting, 70 people in Discord. I remember like a bunch of people that I really looked up to join that VC and was talking with me. It was good times.
What inspired you to create the Yuppie Apes project, and then tell us more about those like early days in the launch?
Yeah, so what inspired me to do it was I really wanted to do something with the yuppies, right? I really wanted to have that feeling because I felt it early days of Ape Chain, and I bought my mutant before I released yuppies. So I was like always had like, okay, I went all in on a mutant, I want to have that mutant, that dope asset, that blue chip. And I felt like a yuppie at that time. I felt like, okay, I was really working jobs, like doing whatever I can. As soon as I got the money, it's like I got a mutant. um, so it really came from me really liking that vibe. And the early days of it, I had a casino, a fake casino in the Discord, so people could claim me up, which is an extremely fake token on like Discord. They can claim me up, gamble it in a bunch of games, play multiplayer games, and compete on a leaderboard and get prizes, just like claim prizes from a fake currency. And I'm also reworking on that to move it from Discord to a website where like any holder of Yuppies can just go and claim Yup and gamble with them. And if they do well, they earn prizes. Yeah, that's the early, like since day one, man. Every activation that might benefit Yuppies, I've been part of it. Anything that I can compete in, spotlight, like everything that involves communities, I was part of it. I wanted to represent Yuppies and like put them on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at your posts back when you like first announced the Yuppie project, and you said that you were the only person actively managing the project. You were open to connect with people. One, are you still the only person that's actively managing the project? And can you tell us about like connecting with people in the early days of launching your collection?
Yeah. So as of now, yeah, I'm still a solo founder, but honestly, that's like being a solo founder. I also had a lot of help. Like I didn't do everything by myself. The 2D art and the 3D art was done by Candletech. an artist I always liked since years before Yuppies. I was I used to get I used to have his avatar, like his NFTs, the NFTs that he worked on in terms of art. For the contract, I migrated from NFTs to me because it had a lot of limitations. So King Pickle was a huge help with that. Honestly, I was too scared to do it by myself. He helped a lot. He honestly he was busy and he was helping me. It was awesome. And my brother Hani. So there's a lot of people that contributed a lot and helped me. Just because I'm me and they're my friends or like they're
Can you tell us?
so
Can you tell us about that contract migration process? Like why you had to do it, and like what was involved?
yeah, I had to do it because I wanted to change the metadata and I wanted to have the MML and the metadata to have our 3D avatars in other side. So also like that aside, having a contract on NFTs to me had a lot of limitations. I couldn't change the metadata. I couldn't it was really hard for me to make them dynamic, all that stuff. So now it's just way easier for me to do stuff, right? Like I have all these limitations moved apart, and like also these like I honestly wouldn't have known how much I was missing on if not like my friends and like people that care about me explain to me. It's like, oh, you're missing out on this, you can do that much more, by having this done.
Well, first, I guess, what are some of the most helpful people that you've run into?
Sorry.
So, who are some of the closest friends or like most helpful people with giant yuppies that you've run into?
Fresh Out, King Pickle, G Spot, Candletech, my bro. There's a lot, man. I really appreciate the people around me. They're really awesome people, and they keep me going. I wouldn't want to miss a day where I don't talk to my friends. They're like my second family. I respect them a lot. But I would say definitely, as the most helpful ever and been there for me like every day, King Pickle and Fresh Out for sure.
Oh yeah, so it's a good place for people to start if they're looking for launching collections or need help with anything. Is there a launch pad that you'd recommend using nowadays over NFT to me?
I honestly I don't know like what's the best idea for now, but I think people making their own contract and making sure that the contract is safe and done by the right people, I think making your own contract is the move. I might be wrong. I'm not like the most, I don't know what's the platforms right now or like what's the best move right now, but I would say for people to make their own contract or have someone do their contract like, King Pickle.
And then make like a custom minting website kind of thing.
Yeah, and they can make it unique if they have their own contract, right? Like it doesn't have to be, limited. They can have different functionalities, different ways to do it. Not have it like a normal mint. They can have it however they want.
I saw a post from you back in February that you had your 1 year anniversary for Yuppie Apes. So congratulations there. Can you tell us like some of the ways the project has evolved since you launched it?
Yeah, so since I launched it, it was always, I didn't want to make a roadmap or promise people anything. I just been like
Delivering.
not sure how to exactly word this, but I've done a lot of things like other than the avatars. I hosted events on other side. I always collaborate with other games. I always collaborate with game time. I always I'm always there for like every day, every event as Yuppies, or like having Yuppies with them. Like we had the fashion show with other games. Yeah, just honestly, man, all the activations. Like, I've been grinding activations, been doing. The Discord bot is not active now, but in the first couple months, it was extremely active. And right now, I'm just looking to evolve with other side. To be honest, I've made a tool for myself to be able to build MML way easier, so I can do more stuff for Yuppies. And hopefully I can do stuff with the land for Yuppie. Like, honestly, just evolve however I can, and you know trying to do as much as I can with what I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're shipping basically, and like proving yourself with your actions. I was gonna ask. So you mentioned a lot that you're very active with the ape chain activations and other side events, and that you attend like almost all of them. Um, tell us what an ape chain activation is for people that don't know.
So in the early days, and not too long ago too, there was a lot of activations like Spotlight, where projects had to compete uh, for like prizes or sweeps. And also like ApeCoin team, they had a lot of activations like Heli Hustle, the space activation, the drink drank donk. And I believe like most of them were no, most of them were done by KP, the ApeCoin activations, and before the Spotlight and all that stuff. So it's just like an event where communities compete with each other to gain prizes. And I was able to win a lot of these, and I was able to win sweeps for Yuppies. And a lot of times I won and swept Yuppies, like if it was an individual prize. And yeah, still looking to do that more and more. Like right now, there's an opportunity with Ivers for founders to compete for prizes. I'm also participating in that, spending a lot of times on these mini games. Hopefully, I can get Yuppies sweeps. But yeah, activations are a great way to bring value to your project, especially if you don't have a lot of budget for it, or like don't I'm really good at gaming, so it really gives me an edge where I can compete for Yuppies.
Yeah. Is there any particular activation that sticks out in your head, or that was your favorite?
That I won, or doesn't have to?
Either way.
Okay, so I will say my favorite and the one that I won. The one that I won was the mutant. I participated in Wheel of Fortune, which I was the biggest loser, so I lost the most spins. That with the help of that, I won like a ticket or a puzzle piece, it was called at that time, and it qualified me to win a mutant. So that was a surreal moment for me. It's like, oh, I won a second mutant. At that time, it was really dope.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I was extremely happy that time. And best activation, I honestly forgot the name. It's like let me make sure of the name. Let me check. One sec. It's it's also an activation done by KP. It was like figuring out clues together and building the spaceship, and like doing the tasks together.
Was
And
that
we were
Exodus Rising?
Exodus Rising. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. So we were all like as a team, like me, Fresh, my brother, and Dukes. We were all at the same team, and we were always like talking to each other. Okay, what do we do now? I did this. Do your step. So that was really fun to do with friends.
Just a double check. So you got a mutant tape for losing the most spins during an activation?
Yes, sir.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
That's crazy.
I got a puzzle piece, and yeah, that puzzle piece qualified me to win a mutant. Man, it was a crazy time.
Yeah, it must
And at the time, I was competing with Alo on being the biggest loser. So we were both spinning at the same time, and he won something. And I was like, "Oh shit! I'm so relieved now. I got it. I won." There was like a couple minutes left.
yeah, that's awesome. And then what about the other side? You went to a lot of other side events. What was your favorite other side event?
My favorite other side event that I enjoyed the most, but it was devastating at the end, was the soccer. The last event, it was really fun for me to compete in that because I'm really good at soccer and other side, but we sadly lost the final and we didn't make it. Also, we were representing Yuppie Apes. We got to the final. It was a tie. They got us at the end. Uh, we were all wearing Yuppie Apes jerseys. I had everyone like playing for Yuppies wearing jerseys, different jerseys, and now the players that were representing Yuppie Apes have these Yuppie Apes as a one-on-one avatar.
That's awesome. I think we got pictures of those jerseys of G Spot. If you want to look through some of these posts, I don't remember.
Yeah,
which
I got you. I'll pull it up.
Awesome. And then
Oh, also, Blackbeard Bounty was really dope. Doing like the hunt for yuppies and going around and like doing that. I also hosted an event at that time. It's like, okay, let's all go together, around the swamp and take these pictures together. And I found the images. That was also a great example of an activation we were part of.
and then you also
Oh yeah, these are the jerseys.
yeah, it looks sick. You said so. Basically, for this event, everybody that participated got a jersey, which they got a one-on-one avatar NFT for.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
And also to mention, in that team, I had the best players with me, man. Like they were all legendary players, Gonko, MX, Toga, and Fresh Out. And we're like there's competitions every week in soccer, which is we're usually the first one. There's only one time that Gonko's team and MX's team won, and we collaborated together to win this in other games. I still
So-
consider it a win. The final, we made it.
So y'all merged the two best teams together. And John, you got. It was fun, dude. That was down to the wire. Fantastic gameplay all the way through. It was like actually fun to watch that soccer game. You know what I mean? And and be there and see that go all the way down like that. But this is
Yeah.
awesome, man. I'm glad everybody got the. So you just changed the metadata inside of the existing Yuppie Apes, and that's the one-on-one avatar that's held within the original NFT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sweet, man.
And for everyone that have the avatars, I think the solution for it will be they can switch. They can go back to the original one whenever they want. They can go back to this one, but it's currently not there. But I should, I'm gonna do it for them so they can switch whenever they want.
Yeah, that'll be cool, man. Is to see like toggleable avatars from the same collection due to certain events. So that's something I'm excited about seeing the growth of. Is like if I'm it's same with what's going on with the Voyager and other side, which is like the standard avatar you get when you come in. Is like what you do adds on to that avatar, and you can toggle to different situations. It'll be nice to see that in other collections as well.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You mentioned you had made some games for the Yuppie Apes, or fun games in the other side. Can you tell us about the Yuppie Apes Hunt event?
The Yuppie Ape what? Sorry.
I think it was the Yuppie Apes Hunt.
Oh yeah. That was the Blackbeard Bounty activation.
Oh, it's the same
actually.
thing. Can you pull up that? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So here, this was an ape chain activation. We had to go around the swamp. I had like a couple places we need to go take pictures there. A Kodakam and Minted. So to have more like the name of our hunt was Yup in Pursuit of the Best Shot. And yeah, we just went around the swamp, took cola cams, to complete the hunt. And as for Yuppie Apes activations, uh, I've had a couple Yuppie Apes active events on other side in the early days of other side, and we had a couple Beehive activations. And Beehive is Yuppie Apes, Sillies, Dangs, and Bounty Hunters all in one. We're like a gaming group, and
Nice. What's it called?
we have Beehive because it's the first letter of every collection. That's why it sounds a bit crazy, you know. But like we have Dino, we have the best players on that team, man, no doubt. You know, I have legends always on my team. It's really dope.
Contract migration. G-Spot, did you want to pull up the other side so we could check out the avatars for the Yuppies?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I was gonna say, I remember when Yuppies first came to the other side, they had a representation of one of the Yuppies, right? There was one in any NFT you had that was a Yuppie ape. You could wear this one avatar, and it was so cool seeing all those same Yuppie apes. Like, because you'd walk around and you could have two Yuppie apes on both sides of you, and it was like you had bodyguards. It was almost like you had Thomas Shelby in the middle and Arthur and John Shelby on the side, So you just got all individual avatars, 1-on-ones inside of the other side. What was this, 2-3 months ago?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Man.
I think a bit more. I'm not sure anymore, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure officially when it was. It was April 5. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, math. So they're in there, and that's congratulations on getting that done. I know. Can you tell us like what kind of feat that was to get the 1-on-ones in for a collection and in a NFT?
Oh yeah, man! It was awesome, and having as soon as I released it, we were like all Sillies VC. We were like all on the other side, checking them out, standing next to each other. It was extremely dope to see. And I didn't get to fully experience it until the fashion show, G-Spot. Dude, I don't know how many people walked with Yuppie Apes, but it felt like 70, 80 people at that time. And I was like, holy shit, this is sick. Like everyone had a Yuppie on and everyone was walking with it. And some people had rare traits that haven't been listed in so many months, bro. Like there's traits in the collection that like the sci-fi suits, the space suits, all these traits, like I haven't seen them listed in a long time, and it was really dope to see them like all walking next to each other. It's awesome, man. It's a great feeling.
I love seeing that support, dude, and seeing everybody together. And like in that event for the fashion show, there was 4 or 5 different communities, and so seeing people swap from this to everybody's in Yuppies, and paying respects to each other's projects, man. But man, when it went black and white and the Yuppie logos around that whole stage and stuff, man, it was a vibe, bro. It was a vibe.
Yes, sir. And I also participated in the one before in the Nexus, in the top of the temple. Now that you're being in the top of the temple, I just remembered it. I've like also the first fashion show that you guys did in the swamp. At that time, I didn't have all the avatars, so we were just standing on the side. That was also though like I've been in all the events, man, that I can be in. It's really sick. I think like other games really amplified these experiences for projects to have like more opportunities to hop in and do stuff. Now I can do more. I can participate in these events. I can showcase it better.
Mm-hmm.
So really glad for all the opportunities I can get from these. It's awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Sorry, G-Spot, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good, brother. I'm just.
Who did you work with to get the 1-of-1 avatars made again? And then like with your side where you're a founder, like how deep was your involvement in the 3D avatar design?
Okay, so the 2D I had, I had the idea in my mind. I explained it to him, like, like this is what I wanted. I want them in suits. I want them to look like this. And the 3D, I honestly think the way that he did it is the best way. Like, I didn't want to. I've had like small comments, but honestly, I really wanted to do it like the way he wanted, and he took 6 months to do it because I wasn't in a rush, man. Like I didn't care about getting them in early to get all the hype or like any of that, right? I wanted them to be really good. I wanted them, to be like done in the right way, and I'm really happy with how they came out. So I didn't have a lot of like the art direction and the 3D part. I really wanted to leave it up to him because I really respect his art, and I've been using his like avatars since a long time in multiple different games, and yeah, that's.
Are there any hurdles that you ran into with the collection? Like, since you come from a background with development and as a founder rather than like an artist, were there any like hurdles that you ran into from that perspective?
I don't think I ran into any problems, which is like the only problem I ran into was minting on NFTs to me in the beginning because, no one was going to trust a random guy, like minting a project. So NFTs to me was the right move at that time. That was the big hurdle I ran into because I had to get the avatars in. I had to do like the dynamic NFT. I had to do all of that. But I have great friends, man. That wasn't a hurdle for a long time. I just had to message, KP.
And then, closing question: what advice would you give to someone that's looking to launch a collection on ApeChain?
Advice for someone that's looking to launch a collection on ApeChain. I think have a clear goal for it. Have the intention to build with other side, because that's the kind of direction I feel that we're going into the most. Be familiar with the ecosystem, be familiar with the founders, uh, be familiar with what people are actually looking for on ApeChain right now, and like just like know what should be like the right price, how should they go about it, and I feel like you can know the most of these, like you can have the answers for all of that if you're just active and active on other side, active in ApeChain, active in the spaces, what's going on, and yeah, man, honestly, and don't rush it, right? Like never rush anything. I've learned from so many mistakes just by like rushing stuff and getting so much stress for no reason. Don't rush stuff. Do it the right way. Do it the ethical way, right? And yeah, in terms of man, I just I never say a roadmap is a good idea, just because like I tend to not over promise. I just try, like if there's anything I'm going to release, it's gonna be a plus, right? And there's going to be a bunch of pluses, but I'm not going to say this, like, right? I'm not going to say I'm going to do this and this and that, but people are gonna see them and they're gonna get them, like the 3D avatars, right? Like they're suddenly there. But I was excited for them, for it for months. Like I knew they were happening for a lot of time. So the only people that heard they were happening and like like I was talking about it all the time were my close friends. But I just tend to like do something and drop it instead of like talking about it for a long time and having people have a bunch of expectations.
Well, thank you for the advice. And thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Check out Yuppie Apes and follow Giant and Joubrel. G-Spot, did you have any other questions? Otherwise, I think we're ready to wrap this up.
No, man, these are my homies. I appreciate both of y'all coming up, dude. Can't wait to see y'all at Ape Fest, dude. So,
Oh man, hopefully it's not in 3 months or 4 months. Hopefully it's more, because according to ChatGPT and the people I asked, it should probably take me like 4 or 5 months to get the visa
Mhm.
alone without any extra processing, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm.
But and I should know the exact location to apply for it. You know, I should have hotels booked. I should have all of that done. So yeah, waiting for the announcement for now, but I really hope I can do it, man. I'm going to try my best, you know?
I
Good.
hope it happens, man, for sure.
It'd be awesome to see you guys in person. But it was nice meeting you guys, and really appreciate your time and joining on the show.
Thank you for having us, man. It was really dope to talk about
Thank
Yuppie apes for that long. You had the best questions. It was really like, you know, it wasn't stressful or anything to talk to you guys, so I appreciate that. And yeah, man, it was dope. Appreciate you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
Oh,
guys.
You guys,
Y'all
have a good
have
one.
a good one, fellas. Absolutely.
Peace.
ネオンのジャングル夜を飛び越えて画面の向こうから叫びがバズってるグライミーフランキー歯を見せて笑うGスポットは指先でチャートを切り裂くスマホの光が瞳に火をつけて今夜も始まるよ猿たちの配信準備はいいかって世界に投げてコインの波間を一緒に